my friends, and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm, of course, Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today, well, I'm going to be painting some Battletech Battlemechs, and this is from a very special package, one that I actually got in my Kickstarter. It's what they call Legendary Mech Warriors. It's the third one that they put out, where all of the mechs seem to have the same going theme, where they it seems like they has there's a character with, or actually it seems to be like a recurring character that they have many characters take up the mantle of the bounty hunter. So basically there's 6 battle mechs in the set. I'm going to be doing this as a 3-part series, doing 2 battle mechs each, so I don't do all 6 at once, so I think that would be way too long. So for today we have a Marauder and a Griffin. Now, obviously, this goes by certain characters. I'm not gonna put them up just yet. I might and so, actually, to be honest, some of the Mech Warrior cards don't actually have a name. It just says Bounty Hunter, and then sometimes it even gives a year. So it's not like it's very consistent on the cards, but there is, like I said, it's a recurring theme. And they all seem to have the same color scheme, where it's basically a base coat of green with yellow highlights. So I'll do my best with the yellow highlights. I'll try to make each one a little bit unique if I can. It's going to be hit or miss. Hopefully more hit than this. All right. So anyway, I still got to prime these. So stay tuned. And when I come back, I'm going to have these primed, and I'm going to start on the base coat. All right. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the primer on the Marauder and the Griffin is dry, and I'm going to start on the base coat. Alright. Alright, let's get to it. Okay. Alright, so start off with the base coat, and then let it dry, and then when I do the details, that's when I'll try to make those yellow highlights, put them in and really make them stand out. Yeah, so anyway, so this is part of like a Lance Pack series that Catalyst Labs is doing, called it Legendary Mech Warriors. From the Kickstarter, I had gotten I had basically gotten the second and the third one. Yeah. So, which is weird because I was recently eyeing them on Amazon. I guess it had been so long I had forgotten that I had put them in with the Kickstarter. So now, when I am inclined to be able to do it, I'll only have to partake in the first one, because I already have 2 and 3, and so this one was like I said, this one was interesting because it centers around, as I was reading the Mech Warrior cards, they say the persona of the whatchamacallit, the bounty hunter. So there's like a lot about the Battletech lore that I unfortunately do not know. I mean, I really should. I have a Kindle, so I really should look up the books on that and start reading a lot of it. Dang it. Alright. And today, well, today is a busy day. I could say it's a busy Battletech day because earlier today, when I would normally be doing these videos, I had my friend John come over, and we were recording Battletech game to eventually be put up on Tabletop Jones Productions. Now we already do have. It's like I basically put it together. I put together. Well, I'm putting together a campaign. I'm actually kind of writing it up as we go along, and you know, and it's you know, we did our first scenario with that, and and it's in 3 parts. All 3 parts are up. You know, so any of you can head on over to Tabletop Jones Productions when you're done watching you know, these painting videos, and give it a watch. And you know, so now, you know, we're doing the you know, the next scenario, and you know, so it's going to be a question of, because I'm not going to tell you now. It's going to be a question of, will it go on for another scenario, or will it end at this one? And that, like I said, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to tune in and find out. Okay. Actually, this green is going on better than I thought it was going to. It's looking better than I thought it was going to. Because, you know, the picture that I had seen on the Alpha Strike card, because the, you know, well, not only the Alpha Strike card, but also for the Mech Warrior card, it showed like a light green, you know, a light green color, and I was concerned that I wouldn't have a good match, but I decided, you know what, I'm not, you know, it's like, especially right now, it's too late to go to Brown's Hobbies and look for a lighter color green. So I was like, I'm just going to have to deal with it. And, well, it's working out better than I had expected it to, so that's good. Nice to have pleasant surprises like that, right? So, being that it's the end of the month, I am doing 2 videos of this. I mean, so it will be a 3-parter. Well, actually, maybe not, because, you know, now that I think about it, because I did get also some salvage boxes that were related to, you know, the legendary Mech Warriors. So I might have some duplicates that I might, you know, decide. Well, I got a decision to make, basically. So it's like, you know, with duplicates of this, I can decide to either, you know, add to this, because when I was reading the little cards, you know, for the lore of the bounty hunter, it did say, whoops, to have a lance. You know, a lance of them. So I don't know. We'll see. It's not something I'm going to decide on right now. Alrighty. So that's it for that. Oop. Okay, so I'm going to let that base coat dry. When I come back, I'm going to be doing details. Basically, it's going to be the, there we go. It's going to be the yellow highlights. It's going to be, I'm going to be putting, of course, gunmetal on what would be the cockpit window and also the weapons, and to touch up the base. You know, the edges of the base, to make sure that it's, you know, any green paint that may have gotten on there, you know, is covered. All right, so when I come back, I'm going to do all that. Stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, the green paint on the Marauder and the Griffin are now dry, or as dry as they're going to get. So now I'm going to start with some details. I'm going to start with the yellow. All right, let's get to it. All right. start with the Marauder. So, gonna make, so when they say highlights, I mean it's basically like mostly stripes. Okay. I mean, right now there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, you know, make this as unique as I possibly can. Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. Let's go a little bit more. Go to the inside of the leg. Okay. Now let's get some yellow paint on the griffin. All right. All right. Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want to put this, you know, these yellow marks. Okay. Quite a bit on the front. Let's get the back. All right. And okay. All right. Let's get gunmetal. All right. Okay, we got this nice big, ginormous gun right on the top of the Marauder. Let's get this first. All right. Okay. This is progressing pretty good. One thing about the Marauder, it's got a lot of big guns. Okay. Now let me see. Anything else? Well, let's see. In there, I know it looks like more exhaust vents than anything else, but why not? And I got these here, and yeah, this right here is the window, I believe. Okay. Now for the Griffin. Alright, I don't really see any other obvious weapons, so let's get what looks like here is a cockpit window, so let's get that. Alright. Okay. Alright. Alright, now one last thing. Okay, is the touching up of the base. Alright, just gonna touch up what I feel needs it. Alright, the rest of that doesn't look like it needs it. Alright, now yeah. Looks like I didn't get too much green around the bases on those. Okay. Alright, didn't need it as much as I thought I would, but needed some, just a little bit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to let that paint dry. I'm going to put the labels on, of course, and then when we come back, I'm going to do basing and the wash, and then it's all finished. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and pretty much all the details on the Marauder and the Griffin have dried, and now it's time for basing and details. All right, so, I'm sorry, not basing and details, basing and the wash. All right, so let's get to it. All right. So, all right. Yeah, this glue that I use, eventually I'm going to have to replace it because it is starting to run out. Alright. Trying to get it into every little ounce of space that I need it to be in. Okay. All right. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, I got a little bit of it hanging off the opening here, but yeah. Okay, so spread it around again. Okay. And, whoops. Okay. All right. So, let's move that aside. And let's go now right to the wash. Okay. And while I was playing the game today with John, I was looking at my pieces, all the pieces that I painted, and I was looking at how the wash really sunk into every little crevice, on the piece, on the especially the Battlemechs, and I just, it was like kind of like a little marveling a little bit about how it looked. All right, so it's one. Whoops. Okay. Probably gonna have to, next time I manage to make a trip to Brown's Hobbies, I'm probably gonna have to get maybe more of this. Okay. Okay. Well now. All right. And here we go. Marauder and Griffin for the Bounty Hunter. All right, let's show you the back as well. Okay. Well, okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I do try to make these as entertaining as possible. That's why I generally talk throughout these types of videos. So please like, subscribe, and share. Please go to Tabletop Jones Productions. Like I said, we do have more Battletech videos up there. Please do the same over there. On this channel, for some reason, I dropped down to 64, but I am trying to make it. My goal is still 75. At Tabletop Jones Productions, we are now at 32. We'd like to make it to 50 so we can start live streaming games. We don't know how, but we want to learn. Also, in the description of this video, you're going to find links to Discord. I have a hobby Discord, just ready to go if you want to talk directly. If you, for everybody, once a lot of you start to join up, you can talk to each other. So just keep everything within the realms of good taste. And also, I'll have a link to my Patreon, which a lot of these videos will appear as free content, but I do have exclusive content there. All right, so anyway, thank you again. Thank you again for watching. Hope you have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again.